What is going on with competitive Pokemon? What is going on, everybody? My name is Kneeckoh and welcome back to another Pokemon video. Today we are going to discuss the future of competitive Pokemon and VGC, because this is something that I've talked about in numerous of my videos covering the Diamond and Pearl remakes as well as Pokemon Legends Arceus. Since these games have been announced, this has been something that I've been very concerned about because they haven't made it very clear what exactly is going to happen to the competitive scene moving forward. And it's very worrisome to me simply because if you're familiar with the channel, I cover a lot of VGC stuff here. I play a ton of Pokemon competitively. It is a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite competitive games to play. So not knowing exactly what's going on is something that I don't like. I like to know what's happening. So I'm really curious as to whether or not we are going to see a change in the current game that is featured in the video game championships. So if this is your first time here on the channel, make sure you are subscribed for more Pokemon videos like this in the future. Let's get into it. So like I mentioned, Diamond and Pearl remakes and the Pokemon Legends Arceus game were announced exclusively for the Nintendo Switch, and it leaves a lot of questions in regards to whether or not we are going to be moving forward into one of these games as our VGC game or staying in the Sword and Shield game. Now, we're definitely not moving into Legends Arceus if the reporting is true and that this is a single player experience. Right now it says there's no current multiplayer or online aspect to Legends Arceus. This is going to be a single player experience from everything that's being reported thus far by Cerebi and things of that nature. And that seems very, very apparent because there's only one version of Legends Arceus. The reason that there's multiplayer and online stuff for the other games and the other mainline games like Sword and Shield or Sun and Moon is because there's version exclusives and you have to trade in order to acquire all the Pokemon. There being only one version of Legends Arceus leads us to believe that you're going to be able to obtain everything in that one game, which makes the most sense because there isn't another option. So that leaves us with Diamond and Pearl remakes as our possible multiplayer games moving forward. So the last remake we had was Let's Go. It was not a traditional remake, and the ones that we're familiar with like Auras or Heart Gold Soul Silver, things like that. So they came out the gate and confirmed that that was not going to be the competitive game moving from Sun and Moon into Let's Go. They were very adamant about letting us know that Let's Go was not going to be the competitive format. So they didn't do that here with Diamond and Pearl. Now, granted, we could get this information a little bit later down the road, but currently they have not said that Diamond and Pearl remakes are not going to be the VGC format moving forward. So that leaves a lot left in the air still because we just don't have that much information. So I can see this going one of two ways. First, either Diamond and Pearl is going to be our new VGC game, or we continue with Pokemon Sword and Shield as the VGC competitive game. It's unknown. I think there's different scenarios depending on which route they decide to go, but right now we just don't know. I'm going to break down each of these possible scenarios and give some different ideas on what I think could possibly happen, depending on which route they decide to go. But I think it's worth speculating, and I want to know everybody's thoughts in the comments below, or what your opinion is, what you would prefer. Because for me personally, I would prefer we move into Diamond and Pearl and leave Sword and Shield behind us. At this point, I am very burnt out of these games. We've had them for 2 years now, and yes, we did get the DLCs, but the DLCs didn't add a ton in terms of competitive. It added new Pokemon that we were able to use with the current Gen 8 Pokemon, but by the time Diamond and Pearl remakes come out, and by the time Gen 9 comes out, it's just going to be a very burnt out experience. So first, I'm going to cover if Diamond and Pearl becomes our new VGC game. So there's a couple ways that they could go about doing it. First, we'll have an extended or national Pokedex in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. After completing the game, it would allow us to have access to all the other Pokemon, and that would be able to shake up how the actual game plays competitively. So from what I understand in the past, because Sword and Shield is my first VGC game, they would typically use that game's Pokedex for the first year, and then the second year they would start rotating in additional Pokemon. It seems with Sword and Shield that they have abandoned this, and they go for the series option where they change the rules every couple months or so, and then that changes how the competitive game is played. So whether or not they proceed with that in Diamond and Pearl, if Diamond and Pearl does become the new VGC game, is unknown, but adding a national Pokedex would be very, very helpful for shaking that up. it would also indicate that it's possible that the remakes are the only games that are going to have national Pokedexes moving forward, because of things like the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra adding Pokemon but leaving 206 Pokemon out. This leaves room for Diamond and Pearl remakes to include these new 206 Pokemon and then allow us to transfer in all the old Pokemon from Sword and Shield and its respective DLCs into the new remakes. And if they follow this going forward, I think this is a pretty good strategy on not having to include all the Pokemon in a new mainline game and then have the remake cover the remaining Pokemon that are missing. And then we get into the possibility of Sword and Shield remaining our VGC game moving forward. Again, I'm going to say I really hope this isn't the case, because by the time Gen 9 finally rolls around, maybe by the end of 2022 or looking into early 2023, I'm going to be very burnt out of Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now, there are two ways that they could probably go about keeping Sword and Shield as the competitive game moving forward. The first is that they keep Sword and Shield the exact same as it is, and they just come up with new rule sets every few months, and that is how they proceed moving forward. Like currently, we had Series 7 where they introduced, the Crown Tundra Pokemon, and you were able to use a lot of the mythical and legendary Pokemon from there. Then they moved to Series 8, which is our current format, and we're able to use restricted Pokemon you were able to get in the Dynamax adventures. So things like Lugia, Zacian, Zamazenta, Groudon, Kyogre, things like that, you're able to use currently. And then Series 9 is announced, and we are going back to the Series 7 format where you're not allowed to use the restricted Pokemon. So they could continue this trend right now and just simply change the rules every couple months, and then possibly we get a little different format shakeup here and there. However, I think this is the worst case scenario, and it'll make the game very stagnant and stale moving into the 2022 World Championships. The second option is far more interesting to me if they were to continue Sword and Shield as our current VGC game moving into 2022. The second option is updating Sword and Shield. It doesn't have to be a DLC. It doesn't have to be a DLC or a new DLC coming to Sword and Shield. Leave that off the table. Simply update the game with the additional 260 Pokemon that are currently missing from the Pokedex, so that way we now have a national Pokedex in Pokemon Sword and Shield. The reason I say this is because a lot of the Pokemon that are missing are Gen 4 Pokemon. So that means when Diamond and Pearl remakes come out and we start playing those games and collecting those Pokemon, that game is produced by the company Ilka that worked on Pokemon Home. So the collaboration between the two seems extremely likely. It seems really very likely that we're going to be able to move Pokemon from the Diamond and Pearl remakes into Pokemon Home. So if we are to continue with Sword and Shield as our VGC game moving forward, we would be able to send Pokemon from Diamond and Pearl into Home and then back into Sword and Shield to use competitively. I think this is the best option because there's a lot of Pokemon currently missing that could definitely shake up the metagame, and that would keep Sword and Shield interesting for hopefully long enough for Gen 9 to finally come out. These are the most likely scenarios in my opinion because, like I said, Legends Arceus features no multiplayer content at all, so this is definitely not going to be our competitive game moving forward, so it's left up to Sword and Shield or Diamond and Pearl remakes. I personally hope that Diamond and Pearl remakes are the competitive games moving forward. I think it is possible, considering that they haven't come out and just said, look, we're continuing Sword and Shield. They have not said the Diamond and Pearl remakes are not going to be the new competitive game moving forward. So I'm very hopeful that Diamond and Pearl is actually going to be our new competitive standard moving forward. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below because that is all I have for you guys today. Hope you found the video entertaining and helpful. If you did, leave a like, smash the subscribe button for more videos like this in the future. Be sure to check out the Discord where people over there playing Pokemon all the time, and check me out on Twitch, Twitter, and all my other social medias if you're interested in keeping up with me, this channel, the stream, or anything like that. Like I said, that is it for this video, and I hope to see you all in the next one.